have a whole bunch of fruit snacks. This box says that there are original 28 pouches of fruit snacks. I'm going to go ahead and write that down as my denominator. There were 28. How many do I have now? Well, before I started this video, so I wouldn't make you super bored, I counted these. There are 16 28s. How do I find out how many were subtracted? Meaning, how many did I eat already? So I would take 28 28ths, that would be the whole amount, and subtract 16 28ths. How many of these did I eat so far? I ate 12 28ths of them. That's not too hard. They have the same denominator. But what if I gave you another problem with fruit snacks in which the denominators weren't the same? Let's try that out. So here I have 16 28ths left. Next, I plan on eating 3 7ths. So I'm going to subtract 3 7ths from 16 28ths. In order to do that, though, we first have to convert our fractions into equivalent fractions so that they have common denominators. You can do it mentally. You could go ahead and figure out all the multiples of 28 and 7 and find what's common. I remember, though, that 7 times 4 is 28. So I'm going to go ahead and do this mentally. I'm going to do 7 times 4 to get 28. And if you do that to the bottom number, you have to do that to the top number. So 3 times 4 is 12. So I have 16 28ths minus 12 28ths. And what do I get? 4 28ths. Goodness, I will have 4 28ths of a box left. In this case, it makes the most sense to leave it as 4 out of 28, since there are originally 28 pouches of fruit snacks. However, if I wanted to go ahead and simplify this fraction of 4 28ths, I can do that. They're both even numbers, the numerator and the denominator, so it's pretty easy just to divide by 2. So 4 divided by 2 is equal to 2. 28 divided by 2 is equal to 14. And we can even go a little bit further. Let's divide by 2 again. And if we divide by 2 again, we're going to end up with 1/7. There is 1/7 of the box left. Problems might start to get a little bit more tricky with adding and subtracting from fractions when you think about mixed numbers. Let's go ahead and try a mixed number problem with adding and a mixed number problem with subtracting. Let's take a look back at our mini ravioli. Right now, I have 2 wholes and 3 fourths. So my mixed number is 2 3/4. What happens if I'm going to go ahead and add another 2 fourths? Let's try that. What I suggest doing is adding your fractions first and then your whole numbers. That way, if your fractions end up equaling a whole, it's easier to carry it over into the whole numbers and add it in. Our 3/4 plus 2 fourths is 5 fourths. So we have 2 and 5 fourths, but 5 fourths is actually an improper fraction and can be changed into a mixed number. So it's actually going to be 1 whole and 1 fourth. So we have 1 whole and 1 fourth, and then we have to add our 2 in there. So 2 plus 1 and 1 fourth is actually equal to 3 and 1 fourth. I'm going to go ahead and check my real world problem to make sure. And there we have it. 1, 2, 3, and 1 fourth. It worked out just fine. Let's go ahead and think about subtraction. So let's say I have 1, 2, 3, and 1 fourth. And I'm going to give, so take away from my pile, 2 and 3/4. Goodness, this is going to be tricky. If we have 1/4, can we take away 3/4? No, we cannot. So what do? You're going to need to borrow from your whole numbers. This is when it comes in handy to know how to convert mixed numbers to fractions and fractions to mixed numbers. So let's think about this. I can take this 3. It's going to become a 2 as a whole. And remember, if you're putting it into fourths, it's going to be 4/4, right? So 4/4 plus 1/4 is equal to 5/4. So I just borrowed 4/4, which is 1 whole, from my whole number. Okay, 5/4 minus 3/4, can I do that? I can. So we have 5 minus 3, which is 2, and then we have 4 is our denominator. Then we have to subtract our whole numbers. 2 minus 2 is 0. So your answer is 2/4. Let me double check my work. So I started with 3 and 1/4 minus 2 and 3/4. I'm going to check my problem with my cans. So here we have 1, 2, 3, and 1/4. That's what I'm starting with, right? And I'm going to subtract 2. 1, 2, this is heavy. And 3/4. 1, 2, 3. Okay, 3/4. And what I'm left with is 2/4. Can you think of another way to say 2/4? I'm sure you can. You should be a pro at this by now. You guys are doing a great job. So 2/4 can also be considered 1/2. And that goes back to simplifying fractions. Either way would still be correct. Oh, hi, sorry. I didn't realize you were still here. I'm busy enjoying fractions. How about you? I'll see you guys next time.